Hi everybody, it's Jill here with Illuminating Women, and I am super excited once again to bring another amazing woman who will be our first speaker at our conference. This is author and coach and mother and grandmother, believe it or not. Can you believe this beautiful woman is a grandmother? I know. And this is Brenda Reiss, and I'm excited to bring her here today to share with you as our first speaker for our conference, which is March 6th and 7th. She'll be speaking on the 7th in the morning. And I got to tell you a little story before I introduce you better to Brenda. So when I was planning this conference and I was looking at the topic and what I wanted to share, what were women hungry for? And I was sharing this with a friend that I said, oh, in 2020, I know there are things it's a new decade. Women have got things they have not let go of, and there's just going to be some forgiveness they're going to need to work on. There's going to be some things they need to let go to be able to move forward. And I said, I think I want to start with that. And my friend said, well, there's nobody better but Brenda Reiss. And I said, oh yeah. So I pick up I didn't even wait to get home. I got in my car and I was calling Brenda going, Brenda, do you think you could come and speak at the conference? And you blessed us by saying, yes, you would. Because what we're doing is we're talking about letting go and moving forward is the segment that we have you at. And we're starting right off that morning, because that's the first thing we have to do. If we're going to move forward, ladies, we're going to have to let go of some of those things. So, Brenda, I want to let the audience here learn a little bit about you and about why you do what you do and your what message you're going to be bringing to this conference.
Great, thanks, Jill. And I think the message that I want to bring to the conference, I'll start with that, is that it's about learning how to love ourselves on a total different level. Because what happens is that we hear that so much that we just ignore it. And it's not to be ignored, because all of us have those feelings of regret, or we have resentments. We have the committee that runs in our head of the things that really take up space. But there's also some things in our past that we have buried that is so important to release, or to at least identify and be able to release, so that we can then live more authentically who we are. Because most of the women I know are asking that question, who am I? Who am I really? I've been a mother, I've been an employee, I've been a business owner, I've been the wife, I've been the daughter, I've been all those things, and some of us have catered to other people and not to ourselves. So what is it that we want here? Who's this in here? And so that's the message, because that was my story. And that's what the forgiveness work has done for me, is to be able to identify these beliefs and patterns that are hidden within me, so that I can then, once I can bring them out, I get a choice then, because forgiveness is a choice. And it's about deciding, do I want to let go or not? Because sometimes we don't want to.
Absolutely. And then I think the other thing that can sometimes happen, and you and I have talked about this, is that sometimes we get stuck around shame and around embarrassment, and we can't move forward. It just is like a barrier or something that kind of keeps us from that. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Shame and guilt is what comes up a lot, because a lot of us will think that it's guilt. We feel guilty for the things that we've done, and that's an important definition, because guilt is about things that we've done, and shame is about who we think we are. And we can start off feeling guilty about especially motherhood or doing things wrong in the business, right? And then we get into comparison, which is more shame, because then I'm not as good as somebody else. I'm not as educated. You know, I'm not as creative. And that was my story as I came into the entrepreneurship and the business world as an employee. Being able to go, oh, boy, that's a journey and a half right there, right? Going from out of that box into this, and really excavating and really looking at, who am I as a woman on my own, right? Without the labels, without the hats, without all those things. Who am I really? And what I was able to do was able to get to those things that were seriously weighing me down. And being able to look at relationships. How do I want to show up in those? How do I want to show up in life? and being able to really, really know in my heart, not just my head, but in my heart, and be grateful for the things that have happened in the past.
Yeah.
That's a big jump.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, and there's no question that one of the things we really want to bring to you in this conference is it's not just speakers speaking at you, but we're actually going to be doing some work. And so we are creating our own journals for the women to take home, and you will be having some worksheets. We'll be doing some one-on-one with each other, and we'll be diving a little deep. So in moving this needle a little bit forward, what is it that you're seeing helps when women finally let go? What do you see that happens from the clients that you have worked with?
When the ahas happen, like when people call them breakthroughs, but it's just an aha. When we are able to finally see what I call connecting the dots, when we're able to connect the dots to something that has been weighing us down, something that has been kind of dragging us down, or we've been kind of bringing along with us, what happens is a lightness happens. You can watch it right in front of you, and people feel it. There's a peace, there's a joy, there's more creativity that comes in, and there's an ability to feel more confident, more secure in their choices and decisions, because a lot of women are afraid to make those choices and decisions because they might do something wrong. What can I do about this? So that's where I started in on a very intentional, what I called spiritual journey. Basically self-development, self-exploration, to find out what was causing this. And that's when I found the forgiveness work. And in it, she helped me, when I met with a forgiveness coach, she helped me find a pattern that after years of therapy had not been able to help me find.
Interesting.
And it was fascinating. And it connected so many dots. It made so much sense to me. And I went, oh my gosh, we need to be able to do it. And we did it within a few hours period of time. And so that's what fascinated me, was there's tools and there's techniques, there's things that are tangible that we can use in this forgiveness process, because that's what I needed.
Women hunger for this. I've heard this from many people, that when they've looked at the lineup of this conference and they're going, wow, you're really hitting everything, and that's the goal, because we really want those women to be successful. So professionally, some women struggle to get that next level, that next pay raise, and some of that's holding them back. And you've seen that and witnessed that, right? What are some things that you will be teaching us that will be great tools and takeaways for these women who are coming to the conference because they see that they're not where they want to be professionally?
So the first thing that we're going to be doing is just taking a look at 2019 or up until now.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of shifting in 2019.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of shifting that people are like, this was a hard year. So what we'll do is we'll take a look at what are some of those things that you want to shift.
Yeah.
We want to make a connection to that. We want to kind of bring the light to some of those ideas and things that that I guess led us to those where we held ourselves back, where we were afraid to go forward, where we felt stuck, and most of the time where we feel shame about comparison. A lot of comparison this year. A lot of women were sharing with me, it's like, and they were stifled, so much so.
Wow.
And so being able to take a look at that is what we're going to do, we're going to start with. And then what I want to also do is like, where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? But the interesting part is that space in the middle, where I was to where I want to go. Because this is where I need to look right now.
Right now.
And I need to be able to look at it without judgment.
Without judgment.
And so that's what we're going to be talking about. How do I do that?
We all have work to do. I don't care if you're a C-suite, professional. We all have some of this work to do. And this is how come this conference, everybody is welcomed. All women are welcome. And it's this level playing field. We're all walking in with our own work to do, with our own messes, with our own brilliance. That's what Kelly taught us in our last conference. Kelly McNeil, about our messy brilliance and how we can break through on that one. And that is fabulous. So, Brenda, is there any last things you would like to share that, about why would any woman want to come to this conference and why would she want to invest in this? Do you have any words of wisdom or any thought around that?
Well, my thought around that is basically you need to come. there are so many women that are, the women that are speaking at this conference are amazing. They have their stories, but they have their experience and their own wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of them is bringing a total different flavor
Yes.
to this conference. But what I love about this conference and what we're doing with it this year is that it's building upon each other.
Yes.
To go through the whole day, even starting Friday night, is going to be building, where we'll be
Yes.
cleaning out our closets.
Yes.
And that right there is going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Cleaning out our closets, literally,
Literally,
right? And,
literally,
yeah. And it's going to be so much fun because what happened last year at the conference was there was so much camaraderie.
Yes.
The women were talking so much and sharing together that
Yes.
we couldn't even, it was so hard to get everyone to settle down. It's like, okay, ladies, we need more time. We need more time to talk. And so this year, I'm glad that we're adding that in there. We're adding, for each of us speakers, we get to have that time together where women get to share with other women, and we get, and the breaks in between, and the Zoom, but oh my God.
Yeah,
It is just so much fun.
Vendors and fun
Yeah.
and food and celebrating the night before with a welcome party and a huge celebration
Yes.
at the end, because we've done the work, and anytime you do the work, we need to celebrate. So again, Brenda, thank you so much for taking time. It's been lovely to be in your home and drink tea and sit warm by the fire and chat away. So thank you so much, and thank you ladies for chiming in. You have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye.